What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Devil's Details Diecast Wastelands series. As you can see here, we have a dub from Jada Toys. This is a 1957 Chevy Suburban. A little worse for wear. Giant hole in the top. Purple interior, which is not going to work for the Wastelands. Very cool truck, nonetheless. Favorite set of Greenlight King of Crunch tires. This is the interior glass. As you can see, I've done a little bit of work already on this thing. I was just testing out some ideas I had. So you can probably tell from the title of this video what I might be going for, but I'm not going to reveal it just yet. You'll have to come along for the ride. But I'm sure with the hole in the roof, and I'll give you a little clue, that's going to be part of the build. So I'll leave that to your imagination, and we're going to go ahead and get on the build. So stick around. It's going to be another fun one. Alright, so here is the Holy Diver out of the stripper, up on some jacked Greenlight wheels, and probably, again, spent way too much time trying to get the lift on this. This is a chassis from a pass and gasser, and to get the height I needed, I had to put it up on some styrene tubes, and then I used the chassis for my axles, and then I just cut a piece off actually there and made it to cover the front. Of course, everything's going to be painted black and all that good stuff. So I got the height I wanted. Back wheels roll, front wheels roll if you apply pressure. You guys know me and my Gaslands or Wastelands builds. If I can get them to roll, that's great. If I can't, don't really care. So just thought I'd give you guys an update. Again, spent way too much time, you know, chipping away and chiseling to make a dang base to get the height I needed for these wheels. I also painted the interior black, as you can see here, from that hot pink purple color that it was. The interior is now black. We're going to go ahead and get this base spray painted black and start getting some greeblies and stuff assembled on the top. So we'll check in with that shortly and see the progress from there. So stick around. Alright, so here's a short update on Holy Diver. You can see we've added some accoutrement to the base here. We've got our armor. Get some light up in here. Got some armor on the windows. We've got some armor over the back wheel wells. Got some armor around that hole in the top. Back windows blocked off. Half of the front windows blocked off except for the driver, obviously. And I always feel that super glue and baking soda, in part of getting things glued on and adding a nice seal, also gives it a nice kind of welded look and rust spot look. This one's a little nicer because it's just a smaller line. I'm going to actually sand off a little bit of this one. This one I was trying to go for a little bit heavier of a look. Once you paint your base color over this, and then you can actually hit it with a little sandpaper to reveal this rough spot, and then hit it with some rust paint. Gives it a nice rusty patch look underneath. So a little bit of super glue and baking soda will give you that kind of cool rusty welded patch look. As well as if you sand it nice, you can fill in some gaps like on this cross on the top. So just a little tip there for me. I'm going to go ahead and shoot this in my base color, and then I'm going to get to weathering. So hopefully I'll check in with that. I usually start weathering and just get caught up in it all. I do have a whole bucket here of final parts and greeblies that are going to be going on it after I paint the base color. And then we'll have our reveal, so stick around. So this is what guys from Keith Like Outlaw Speed Shop and I say, and other guys that do Gaslands and Wastelands builds say about keeping everything, even though it may not seem significant at the time. This came from a Lego weapons kit, and I'm not really sure what it was. It had a hole on the bottom that I've already covered with styrene, as you can see. But for this build, I kind of needed like a loudspeaker, and obviously with the holes, try to get a better shot. With the holes, it didn't really look like, you know, it wouldn't be a loudspeaker because a loudspeaker wouldn't have those holes on the side. So what I did was I filled the hole on the bottom with styrene, and then I just have this piece of styrene here that I bent around a paintbrush, and then I'm just going to glue it around this piece. It's not going to make it all the way around, but the loudspeaker is going to be actually, you know, glued down to the casting, so the part that's not going to be covered is probably going to be glued down anyway. And you know, with Wastelands it doesn't have to be perfect, so, but it's just a way, you know, to save on buying 3D printed parts or having to order parts and wait for them. You know, just save every bit and you can kind of make your own from scratch. Plus it's a little more satisfying when you can make your own props. Onward and upward to the build. Just wanted to share that with you guys. And if you remember, this is what we started with. A 1957 Chevy Suburban panel. This beautiful light blue color, purple interior, giant hole in the roof, a set of green light wheels, and the cap off a spray bottle. And here's what we came up with. And here it is, folks. Holy Diver. So my imagination for this one is a TV evangelist gets stuck in the wastelands and decides he's gonna go and try to save everybody. So what better way to have a big megaphone, couple of speakers. Of course, he's got to have his gold bling, because you know they make a lot of money. Could have some salvation, extra gas cans on the side. This is kind of like his Pope Mobile. So he pops his head up in here with a microphone attached to the speakers and the loudspeaker to do his preaching. Got a little TV wired in the back to show his pre-recorded stuff. You must repent. He's got a little boombox on the side to play his music, his Christian music or whatever. I kind of tried to make it non-denominational because this is the Wastelands, of course, and you know, I don't know what religions are out there, but did this car in a racing white from Tamiya. Something a little different for the Wastelands. I don't think I've done a white before. We also have a cross on the top and the obligatory skull, even though it is a evangelist truck. We never really know what their intentions are, good or evil, not sure. I also wanted to make a point here, everyone, you know, not to take anything away from the Wastelands guys and the Gaslands guys and the weathering guys like, you know, Flying Valiant and some of the other guys that use all the AK Interactive and the MIG powders and all the chalk pens and expensive stuff like that. And it's not even really that expensive, but you can get really carried away with buying all the really expensive stuff. I want to make a point that I did every single bit of weathering and painting on this casting with 99-cent apple barrel paints. And I want you to take a look at it, and I'm not trying to, you know, show off or brag or anything, but I'd challenge any of those products, you know, sorry for the blur. I'd put any of those products up against a 99-cent bottle. Oh, I also extended the exhaust here. This is the base. I showed you earlier how it was cobbled together. So yeah, I mean, those products are great, don't get me wrong. I have nothing against them. You know, I'd probably like to use some of them myself. I did all the door panels in this with just a thin brush. I did all the rust with literally just apple barrel paints. It just kind of goes to show that skill can take you a long way. Just if you keep practicing. This pen that I used for this stuff, I'll fix this before I put it on eBay, but I used a Prismacolor and it takes forever to dry. So I'm actually going to have to redo that side. And then I'll hit it with some dull coat to seal it, but I shouldn't be handling it. It's still kind of wet. But even right down to this gold grill, this was just chrome. And a good tip, if you guys aren't aware, if you have clear yellow from Tamiya X24 clear yellow, you can use clear yellow over chrome and it'll give you that gold look. It wasn't as shiny for the cross. I did chrome it with a Molotov and then went over with the clear yellow, but because it wasn't like super shiny chrome, it didn't come out as gold. But clear yellow over that shiny chrome will give you that gold look. So in any event, had a good time doing this one. As always, it is available on eBay. Stick around for some glamour shots. We'll catch you on the next one.
See what I mean.